Welcome to Third Party with Jaiga, Nikki and Ro'dey. Welcome.
And as I said this morning, I'm trying to keep my opinions to myself because everybody vexed these days.
Yeah. So we changed the topic tonight, guys. Yesterday, this morning, for those of you who heard, we wanted to talk about. What we was going to talk about again, Nicole?
Yeah, how is too much and too little in relationships? Yeah. Are we doing enough?
Yeah. But we changed it up. The way things going. What you say we talking tonight is porn?
Porn.
How essential
because
or non-essential?
All right.
Is it
so
essential?
Today the sex registry came out, right? And Senator David Naked said that the problem is Trinidadians are watching too much porn.
Wow.
And I mean, it's something we always talk about in terms of numbers. We've been number one in the world in terms of porn for years. People didn't know this, but we were. And then now Papua New Guinea kind of just passed us. So we it's an interesting conversation because I think everyone watches it, and I think I think it's spicy for relationships. I've never watched like a whole hour porn before I get entertained. It lasts like 2 minutes.
So when do you know you have a problem? When you subscribe and you get monthly reminders like how to pay a light bill? Rodel.
What the hell are you talking about?
Nah, you come. That's why you had to come early, brother. We change up the whole thing.
Yeah.
We talking porn.
This one she don't last during porn.
Like what you coming to?
We talking porn. How essential you think porn is?
Relationships, yes.
Right. What about porn?
Okay, so you missed it, and for those that just joined us, we welcome you.
Sorry, my manners. Good night.
Nikki, take them for 2 minutes ago and get a drink.
Yeah. This is the third party. We welcome everyone. All right. So we were saying, Ro'dey, that Senator David Naked said that Trinidad Tobago watches too much porn. Right. And then, we thought we would tie it into relationships. Does it work for relationships? Is this a good thing, a bad thing? Because it's $1 billion industry, right? Mm-hmm. And, we always talk about it in terms of Trinidad and the figures. We have always been number one for a while. And I check in to make sure we're still number two. Right. I feel with the COVID, we kind of went back to number one.
Yeah, I feel we're number one right now. For real. We always in the top 5.
I mean, so he kind of has a point. I mean, but what is too much porn? I mean, yes, we know of sexual diseases, and when I say sexual diseases, sorry, that's not what I'm trying to say. Addiction. Right? Mm-hmm. And when we know that's a serious problem, it's like any other addiction where, you just, you do it, watching it any and everywhere. It disrupting your life. It disrupting your life. But where Ro'dey?
You choking, you checking in the back. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
During work, you just excuse and you to go to the bathroom and you check yourself. You wrestle in your alligator in the toilet.
Your alligator.
Yes. You just wrestling during lunchtime. That is an addiction.
Oh yeah. So
they have healthy porn and they have unhealthy porn.
Yeah, I think for relationships they could spice things up. But as you said, where it could get a little, where it's a little addictive, where, okay, say your partner, and I'm talking from a woman's point of view, where he is like almost, he can't have sex unless porn on in the back. I would get a little horrors like that. He can't do it unless there's porn going on. So obviously he has to be stimulated by the porn before he actually have the sex, right?
So ask yourself if you see problem, if you're still.
Yeah. Well, no, not really. You kind of know, but you kind of feel a little insecure. You'd kind of be like, what the hell is this? Because honestly, girls, I can't compete with porn. Them girls are a little talented.
Yeah, people. You wouldn't want to tell a woman she think like long and you need a little motivation.
But no, that's cool. No, but that's cool, and I think that woman should leave that little door open to spice things up. But I say the problem is when that's the only way we could have sex is if there's porn on. And then sometimes too, is it a little unrealistic in the sense that watching porn with men, do men want you to dress like that? They want you to wear the heels in bed? Because that's a big turn on for Jerry. He's like, hey, so wear the heels to bed now. I'm like, and me, every time I scrape up my foot, wear heels in bed.
All your business you bring in
be playing on that.
But this is what third party is. You have to open up yourself.
Wait. So because Central Bank closed down, you wear any heels in the bedroom now?
But yo, that's on the wig. See, you know, every song.
So Ro'dey, your significant other is where you dress like Flicky, take your own Flicky?
Well, I mean, if she was, she could get it. She never really requested now, you understand? But she could get it if she was. So, she could get it if she was. So, she never requested.
I go.
If she is the requester character, though, she go request her right. Yeah.
And Jerry like margarita. He like when I bring in a margarita.
Yo, but so, on a serious note, though, some of them things that you see, like to be quite honest, there's so much kinds of porn out there. But some of them things unrealistic though that it be seen. Like I remember as a youth man growing up, you real fantasize of wanting to do it in the bathroom and thing. I always tell everybody, me never like that bathroom thing. That bathroom thing because it's fall down.
Yeah, boy.
That bathroom thing is only look good on TV.
The song exciting, boy.
Yeah, bathroom the song exciting until they really actually put soap in the plate. It's a bad move. It really makes sense. Everybody's like, especially Nikki, when you're living in Trinidad and you know you ain't have no fancy bathroom. Half of the time, all the kinds of fitting it good. You know, the shower curtain. Don't couple good, all your mat wet.
No,
That is for people. That's for people who are nice enclosure and thing. You have a place to sit down.
when you have a push house.
Yeah, when you have a nice house. I don't know what the hell these people and them.
You trying to jam and she went tile expression when it's at this point. She buy them tile and them slippery tile and them.
Yeah, Sandy.
Make no sense.
It's making no sense, boy. That's fooling yourself, boy. You feeling you doing something and you think all romantic. And that time she shower head doing self spring water good. It's coming out hard. You know, some of them shower head, all the hole and them it clog up. So it's only one part of the thing hard. Nah. It's unsexy, man.
All over burning, you call it burning. I said, just come on the shower, yes.
Yeah, I don't know why people is even try to go down that road, Jay. It don't make sense. Don't make sense.
And we say they can't do them things if you're bathing in bucket of water and things all that working out.
And two, you want to be sexy when you have to put water in a kettle to hot to put in a bucket for hot water because you have no hot heater and you. Oh, what are you doing?
Hey,
what are you doing, man? What are you doing, man? Can't do that.
I live that, yes. I live that.
Look, let me bring in somebody the first request for the night. Let me bring them in as they load. Nicole again.
Lily!
Nicole, boy. Oh, God. Oh, Lily.
Ollie, good night.
Oh.
What's up?
So you telling me you never try to spice up the thing with your mother in the next bedroom or your family in the next room and you're about, oh, she mother will coffee in your mouth if you make any noise. You know? Telling me I'll never lived and that's a must, you must. Oh, she mouth. Don't make no song there, you know, I'll coffee in your mouth.
Wow.
You must do that.
Coughing mouth, you're saying, no, Lily.
You tell any man you're coughing in your mouth.
Yeah, because what you carrying on with? You had to learn to just keep it quiet and just let it happen. Just, you know? You making us seem people, what's that? Hello, who in there? No, she mouth, I go coffee in your mouth, she mouth. No, you don't get to come back here.
Wow.
Ask neighbor, she know about that.
Wow. You can tell me what's going on with why Nikki think it's always break down, boy? Nikki think it's break down, boy. Huh?
Nicole going again there?
Yeah, she thinking good at all. I convinced her. I tell her dial up she have boy since last week. So guys, if you're now coming into this space, we're talking about how essential or non-essential all the thing porn is in this new age time. Because as you've been seeing on social media, it have all kind of leak videos. It have some people who the concept of privacy where sex is concerned is now a thing of the past. You understand me? Nobody don't feel it's not as long time it was a secret thing to be so, you know. You're secretive. Now that going through. So where the spice really is, where the spices come from, because if you and your significant other, whoever you're with, in that private
In
name.
that space.
Look, we in the spaces here, Nico done started to talk about how she like to wear heels in night for Jerry and scrape up she back and all that.
Yeah.
So somebody who never used to look at her in that light, now all you're thinking about is Nikki scrape back.
What?
Yeah, your scrape her back, we talking more than Nicole.
We now say Nikki, right? Where the privacy and the sweetness in relationships go now? Because now everything's so public. You understand? And I say the privacy going, like even tonight we come in these nice spaces and the first thing we had to hear is how your back scrape up in heel. So all who used to look at you with innocence, you understand? All we saw for many, many years was the most erotic thing you did was true Job Joven until tonight.
Wow.
Hey! That's the most erotic thing until tonight. Now you loose. Your back
Going
straight.
from Job to heels, yes. But I had I think porn is essential. In my days when I was in school and your hormones raging and you're learning about your body and these kind of things, obviously at some point in time as a young man you must be exposed to it, my boy. And I think at those tender ages, majority of us as men, I can't speak on the women, but majority of men who would be around other men would be exposed to porn at some point in time.
Yeah, but porn lied to me for years, boy, Ro'dey.
It really did.
Porn lied to me for years.
It really make you feel like you could be invincible, and
yes, boy. Porn not
never
real.
that.
That when you looked at thing up
porn
at
helped
lesbian
me
for the
along the
first
way,
time.
Porn helped me navigate along the way. You understand? When I first met, my first girlfriend and thing, and you're trying new things, you would reference that. It come like mathematics, or 2 + 2, or body vision and all these things. Somebody had to teach it. So the mentors that I would have had along my sexual journey, they definitely impacted my life where I was not lost.
Wow.
I knew how to navigate myself, my boy.
Wow.
You understand? So I would say personally, porn helped me in a healthy way though. I don't think I was ever like overly addicted to it or anything like that.
Well, let me just say that I want to commend you tonight for being so. I've never heard you speak so articulate yourself with such passion in my life. I've never heard you articulate yourself with so much passion in my life. The way you have just expressed how much porn has done. Nicole, Rodell just had an expose. The man just had an interlude of how much porn has done for him as a young man coming out. If you hear how he sounded, I now understand why you pass for Fatima. I now understand. All this time you was tricking me. Porn was your way in.
When I was in Form 3, I never forget, Yodish Angad was his name. That man used to sell porn by the CDs,
What?
When you could have buy, I tell you, you could have buy limited edition, you could have buy all kind of different porn, dog. And because I went to old boys school, them kind of things was rampant. Because your hormones raging, Jud.
Wow.
Your hormones raging at that age.
Okay, buddy. For those of us not joining us, if you have any idea, you had any doubt of how important porn is in your life, you can always DM Ro'dey for pointers, because he most definitely will let you know what's happening.
You never watch our blues.
I never say that, but I've never expressed the way
my story.
I've never expressed the way you express yourself, my friend. You real went in. Let me bring in somebody and hear them. Guys, bear with us. Everybody, remember, feel free to request.
Oh, Molly.
Yo, Moz.
Hello. Good evening. How is
Well,
everybody? I'm good. So, porn. I've watched one porn in my lifetime to turn off because it was a whole complete family.
What?
Yeah. It
What
was
kind
a
of-
family.
A family?
Yeah,
What
Father, son, father,
what in the
son.
name of Jehovah kind of thing you watch?
Websites you just...
Where you find that?
Now listen. Remember, I'm about to be 50. That's a long
wow.
So I don't really watch porn, but I wouldn't mind trying to do a porn.
Mom, have a blessed night.
No, don't let me go. Jaiga, you know who should be here right now? You remember when Haywire said she tried porn?
Can't remember.
Well, the memory good, boy. I can't remember what you were saying, Mama.
Where? Yes, Haywire said she tried to do. She looked like a wet dog.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a little too much.
Porn is hard work.
It's real work, boy,
I watch them like, wait, that's real hard work, boy. And the other day I watched a documentary on young girls because now is a thing, these young girls, you know, and the younger, the better. And so by 18, 19, because of social media and how available it is now, plenty of them dried up early. Nobody want to use them again. They get into porn because they're newbies. Everybody wanted newbies. But you don't be a newbie for too long.
Really?
But it's good money. But you're not too small for porn though.
Yeah, I don't think our culture will accept a frontal porn star like on the forefront, like somebody who is super popular and everybody know that is a profession. Yeah, we have little porn that leak and thing. But I know we so taboo, it's very hard to hold hands and walk in a Marshall Monday with a porn star.
Yeah, because
it's very, very hard.
But is a porn star that Drake have a child with?
Yeah, but them is that international world, Molly. Them is superstar and you have money.
Porn stars is real make money.
Yeah, that not here. What kind of income you think a porn star could possibly make here?
Nothing.
You understand? It's a profession, I think, for the wider market. Let me bring in somebody fresh here again. Alright, look, Nads want to come in. Like she drop off, I don't know.
Nads!
Like she drop off.
Hi, good night, guys.
She did. Hey, Nads,
I have a porn star that is posting her stuff on social media, and there was some videos leaked on Facebook, and it's circulating through WhatsApp, and she's in Trinidad, and she's proud. She has a whole poster and everything, saying that she's the best porn star in Trinidad.
Okay. Kudos to her.
Where was she?
Kudos to her.
Where is she name, boy?
Alright, thanks for the information.
I believe her name is Lovely. It's spelled differently, though.
Well, I will guess, because porn stars is always a fancy name, like Sparkle and Sprinkle and Diamond and porn stars name doesn't be normal, so I ain't expected to spell the same.
My daughter name is Diamond. What are you doing,
boy, Uncle Jaiga?
Oh, good. No, but I really
listen to Uncle Jaiga.
Nah, I really hear about that though. I heard about that situation. I saw it, but I wouldn't consider them porn stars. They're just young people who have not really understand exactly where they want to be. If she decides she wants to be a porn star full time, well then yeah. Because the thing with that and the world is now, when you make them mistakes early, certain age, and your profession is not that. When you reach 30 and you're really looking to solidify yourself in something, and then things come back, you just feel away, you know. You understand? So I'm saying if you're a porn star, you have to be a full-on porn star. You cannot go back. You can't go back at all. You understand? You have to go full. You can't go back. You can't change your mind. I believe once you say you're a porn star today, you have to be that till you retire. And have all your big cream and living, and you could give the stories as to how you got successful. Bunny, what you see?
Hey, I did Jaiga, Nikki, Ro'dey. Pleasant good night. All the listeners, welcome. So your official question is if we feel that essential. I will say no, boy. Porn was a VHS thing. That was a VHS thing back in the days when you're growing up, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And the reason I said that is that porn is all around right now. Let's be real. No disrespect to not all females do it, but a lot of the artists and thing, just how they dress, how they thing, you know what I mean? A man could go to a party and see a female feel like it's porn. He look in movies. Somebody movies, for some movies to pass, it must have a gay scenery or a sex making scenery. So porn is played out. Yeah, it's all over, so it's not really thing. And if you had to watch that to spice up your relationship, you ain't deserve being in a relationship. You ain't deserve being in a relationship. And I just, and I want to say that like Big Back TV and VHS, man, that played out.
All right, my brother.
You would say that everybody which coming up, you know, experiencing it. There's a whole avenue, a whole different door open for them, you know. You understand? So the younger ones may have a different perspective when it comes to experiencing this whole porn era that we're in right now.
Well, as you said earlier, as Rodell said earlier as well too, yes, youthful, everybody tend to experiment and explore. So yeah, but me as an individual, that is played out. So I would agree with you. Everything is about venturing, because you know when you're going to school and you're lineman, so you telling me you don't know who is Mandingo, but you want to look up Mandingo, so everybody is exploring in our phase then, but for we here or me here, nah, that's played out.
Yeah,
so again, everybody, I would like to say welcome, and I would just like to ask some of the folks here, just as everything else, how we does build our fan page. I would ask everybody, no, I'm not getting paid for the endorsement. Let me tell a friend or share the artwork or share the links, man, and let me get a nice thing. Let me get a nice thing here, man. And also, thanks, man. Let me get somebody else play here.
Thank you, Bunny.
So listen to this too, because I was placed in a position last week where I had to...
Which position is that, boy? It's porn we talking.
Daddy, you can't come in and say you're placed in a position with this conversation.
You were placed in a position. What are you doing home these days, Ro'dey?
You want to try to think about it, I started trying to get a house, but...
He was placed in a position.
No, but I think the conversation about sex on the whole...
On the whole?
God, girl.
Nicolo, God, stop drinking now. And then get serious now, God.
We talking porn and sex, and I only hearing porn and sex. Okay, I try not to.
What do you saying?
Right, so the conversation about sex, I think it needs to start at a younger age now, boy. I think especially in this new era where phones are at the fingertips of our children, and our children are liming around bigger children, and
oh my God, that's so true, Ro'dey.
Google is so accessible now. Once you have internet on a tablet or a phone or whatever device, children, it's simple as you just have to know how to spell sex or porn. You don't even have to know how to spell it, because Google will change it for you.
No, not change it, brother. You could hit the speaker and you could say it. You don't have to spell nothing.
Exactly. Because children more hitting speaker now, they ain't spelling nothing.
They ain't spelling, they're talking.
You're not trying to tell me there's speakers out there hearing sex.
Of course. Of course.
And typing it up for the children and them. Yeah.
That's scary.
So my thing is that the conversation needs to start a little earlier. We need to stop this taboo way that we try to shelter and hide our children from it now, boy, out there, and even if they don't find out from us, some way or the other, they will find out about it, Jed.
Yeah, but Rodell,
they will find out about it, and it's better they prepared.
How comfortable you are? How comfortable are you?
Comfortable.
How comfortable are you to have that convo?
Comfortable, but I am not.
Let me ask you something. As fathers, do you go and take the time to block everything, your cable, your tablets, your phone, from because there are things to block those things from children? Do you take the time to do that?
You will take all those precautions.
Yeah, you will take the precautions. And Nicole, I have learned that you could take the precautions, but believe me when I say you could block so much.
It's out there.
You could block so much.
Now, I like what Ro'dey brought up in terms of what children are exposed to now. I mean, I have seen videos with 6-7-year-old boys playing with them and taping it, and it's like, what the hell?
And half of them don't know what they're doing.
What they're doing,
Just
right?
because they see something.
Rudy and I always talk about a friend of ours who they walked in on their son. How old was he, Rudy? Talking to a 12-year-old. He was about 8, 9. And she telling him what to do, and this conversation happening on Messenger. You know, so it is I put myself in the position because I think about when did I see my first porn. Of course, life is different now. But what I'm talking about is what I was exposed to, you know, in my late teenagers' life versus children who exposed to sex now at age 6 and 7.
Yep.
So it must have a psychological effect on them. I mean, for you to see porn, that's all they would be thinking of. What they can't think about maths and English and SEA.
And Gail sharing experience in the menstrual cycle a lot earlier.
Yeah, very early. Very, very
you
early.
understand? So my thing is, I just watching it is a sense of being proactive, and you know, it is very uncomfortable to try and have that conversation.
Yeah, well, I take in the old people approach. I tell my daughters that man is devil. The only devil is me. I am.
Wow.
Like your approach.
Standards are low, boy. Whoa.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Woo. Standards can sponsor the show.
Vicky, why you only ask? But standards low. Right?
Standards can sponsor the show, boy. The third party brought to you by
Why you only ask? But standards low. It's disrespectful, yes?
But how much you gonna really protect them? At some point in time, they must meet a guy who they think is an angel, you know?
Of course,
Yeah,
no, you can't. You really cannot get away from that. You can't run away from it at all. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's
But
something
not
you
only
can't
that, we live in such a sexual society now, and it's scary. One of Jerry's granddaughters, has the most amazing sexual kind of body. She's always had that kind of body since she was about 8. It started to develop. Beautiful shape, big bottom. She have a kind of woman shape already when she was like 10, 11. And yeah, and she's like 14, 15 now. And when you look at her, this body, and you know, men tell her since she's been 10. Men have been telling her things.
Wow.
You know, and it's something we have. It's not a conversation you want to talk to a young girl as young as 10. I remember having a conversation with her at 11 because men told her the most vile things on the road. And she's 11, but looks and has a body like a 15, 16-year-old. So I had to have that, we all did, that kind of uncomfortable, a kind of premature conversation, because you shouldn't have to be talking to an 11-year-old about her body and what these men are going to be saying. So we live in a very...
supposed to be worried about them thing yet, boy.
Yeah,
so
boy.
sorry, boy.
But it's there, and it's something that, you know, and I asked her honestly how she felt, and she said, Auntie Nikki, she said, she's conscious of her body because men have been telling her these things about her body since she's 10.
And it's so much of pedophiles out there now, Nikki.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Let me get into that. Yeah, you know, I just want to always throw this out there. Pedophiles always work with children. They always work with children.
My daughter does play Roadblocks, right? Something called
Roblox.
Yeah, nobody Roadblocks, right?
Yeah, must know about it.
Every time she comes, she would ask to play the phone and run the Roadblocks or whatever. But obviously, I go do my little investigation to see what this game is about. And why she's so excited to play it. So it's basically...
What is on the phone?
Yeah, it's on the phone. So it's an online game. It's an online game. You could make a caricature and you could dress it however you want.
It's very expensive.
Like, even in nice seductive clothes and things. But the thing about it is the game is open to anybody. Like, it could have big hardback mind in the game, and you could have conversations within the game as well.
Of course, that's scary.
So, you have to be on your P's and Q's right through, boy. I didn't want to share, you know. Because trust and believe, you go get worse.
But not only that, I think many parents have used the tablets and the phones, and so it keeps the kids quiet, and they we all know that. Oh God, who want a crying child whole day when you put this tablet and the thing and they watch it? But you have to be so on top of your game as parents.
Yeah, you have to be, but that'll be a long-standing debate, Nicole, because what I hate to see is like parent shaming. You see people go online and start to talk nonsense about, all them is do is get a child just to watch and and they're always on they're not understanding. The job of a parent is not an easy one. It's ever changing every single day. Today could be good, tomorrow could be bad, especially if you have a child with health issues and stuff, right? So when we're talking about finding comfort and finding balance is the most important thing as a parent. Finding the balance between what is too much, what is spoiling, what is being stern, what is being strict, is a whole host of different things. I will never ever chastise or talk down to a parent who I will use the word struggling to figure out what is the best solution for them in terms of a pastime. But as you said earlier, one of the things we could do, especially in the world we live in, is just try and balance and monitor what they take in. Because I will tell you the flip side to that. It's a double-edged sword. The flip side to that, Nikki, is your child might come a day and start to speak on something or talk about something, and you will be in utter shock. Like, where you learn that? Like, how? And then they tell you the same device that you're quarreling for them to use, they on too much, is the same device that actually teach them something. So it all depends on watch my tell you, it's real tricky.
I always try to talk from the science kind of level, and in terms of, we talk about it all the time, where children at certain ages need to be on devices X amount of time. And you as a parent need to do that kind of research. You can't just put your child in front of a device because they want it and let them sit down there for hours and hours and hours, not wondering.
I don't believe in that,
Psychologically, your child is being stunted. They're not, because they're not out there touching and feeling and running.
Especially now where everybody had a lockdown.
Exactly.
Especially now. No, parents are more than just parents. You have to become friends as well at a point, because you have to teach them social skills, and they're not learning it outside. It's over. It's almost 2 years they have not socially interacted with other children. So they have no choice.
So I'm saying, yes, have your kids on it, but there's so much, because just as Ro'dey said, the device literally opens the door to every sicko out there, right? Exactly. So it's not like long time when you used to say don't talk to strangers, any scary people. It's not like that again. It's you sitting down right in the device and the child sitting down playing and talking to a total stranger. So as we talk, because the one is straight from the porn, but it all kind of ties in. We're talking sexuality, sex, all these things that kind of go under that umbrella.
Yeah, everything will fall under the umbrella. Everything.
They have sickos out there. I'm trying to see where we are as a country in terms of porn, but we fall off the list. So let me cut in.
Yeah.
Like my girl, Lily.
I want to see if I can recap a little bit. Molly does watch family porn. Ro'dey has been mentored by porn. Ro'dey has been mentored by porn. Carleen and anybody else that Ro'dey has had an encounter with, I want to apologize on behalf of Ro'dey, right? Nikki and Jerry like a stilettos in the bedroom.
Right.
And Jaiga raised the topic, but doing everything in his power not to say nothing about himself.
As usual.
Always want to be politically correct.
So,
Lily, you did
now
it.
join in now. That the recap.
That is it.
All right. Thank you for the recap, Lily. We appreciate it.
So, Jaiga, do you watch porn?
I've looked at it before.
I don't remember on radio. This fucking one now. Before.
I have perused a VHS from time to time in my day. Look, we have a new speaker here. Welcome, Licia.
Hi, good night.
Good night. What's going on?
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Ro'dey. Hi, Jaiga.
Oh.
Hi.
Anything else besides this Alicia? I don't want nobody to know who I really.
All right, cool. I ain't gonna say nothing. Alicia, you ain't see I say Alyssa? I'll give you an abbreviation.
Quick to jump out. Jaiga, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody else has been sharing their experiences, but you just never have anything to say.
And I do not agree with that at all. If you are avid listener to this team, you would know that I have always
Not
expressed.
when it comes to personal experiences. You very
I
much
will always give a politically correct answer.
That's not true at all.
Yes,
That's not true at all.
I agree with you now.
Well, in
I agree with
these
you.
spaces, I will be sharing. So if people out there have
It's
anything
vulnerable,
that they
bro.
want to ask, they could feel free to ask. I will be
Vulnerable.
sharing. I will be sharing in these spaces. All right, guys.
If Gemma catch you
Wow.
watching abuse, they could tell you the story.
No, but I give all the story already. The first time I looked at Jam, Gemma catch me.
Gemma catch you, Jam.
The first time I tell her that story millions of times. The first time I looked in a Jam, was it a girl called Gloria from up on the hill? I give all that story already.
Gloria, boy.
Yeah, boy. I can't give her she full name because she can't have known. She can't have known. People know her. So I can't really call her full name, but yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes, darling.
Why are you uncomfortable to discuss this with them? I mean, I know they're still a little young, but why are you uncomfortable?
Well, because I feel as a parent that I am not prepared enough, right? And you know, there isn't any blueprint to it, so you have to kind of figure it out on your own. So you have this fear of bringing it across in the correct way now. You know, not giving too much of details, but at least making them understand and aware of what it is. You know, so that is mostly where the fear come from. Is me articulating myself properly to a younger child who, you know, their brain is not developed as much, but they're still exposed to these things. So
I know there are books. I don't know any books offhand, but I know there are books catering for children, like pre-teenage years and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I had boys, and being not having brothers and stuff, but having boys as friends. I have
Right.
practices at a young age as well. So they usually tell me that I am too outspoken. Because I guess because my mom and I had a good relationship and we spoke about everything, I kind of took the same approach.
That's awesome, though.
yeah.
A bit awkward because obviously it's boys, so they feel a bit awkward.
Yeah, but
Even like now that they're older, I still, would pencil things based on activities and things, because you have to encourage them to be safe and, in the event that you're trying to explore your sexuality or whatever, however you're doing it.
yeah, but Alicia, hear me though. But like for you, right? I always found as though a lot of girlfriends that I've encountered over the years, to me it's always easier with a mother and a son, boy,
Correct, that's right.
as opposed to
And a father and a daughter.
than a father and a daughter, boy.
Yeah, boy, that.
Because I have a lot of friends, like with me and my mother. Remember, I tell her, Gemma catch me in my earlies. Gemma, we are talking to me was loading up the house with a set of condoms, and it's like the conversation with all the conversation. Cause remember, she from old school.
Yeah.
But I have never. I have a friend who son. I remember a time I remember a home girl, and she son come out of the bathroom in his towel, holding the business in his hand, asking the mother a question. In front, I like, but he going mad. He come on, yo, mommy, what's this thing? And I like, but where I live in? Where? But mothers have that kind of relationship with the sons, though, where they feel comfortable. And my issue is not issue. I guess is that I preach maturity all the time, but I know it's very uncomfortable for me to have that, because my first daughter already seen her menstrual cycle. She started early. They ask some real out of pocket questions. She's asked real out of pocket questions. Trust me, the kind of question that many times I really contemplate driving over Lady Young.
Yeah, because I can't see you pulling wool. I can't see you. Yeah, you can't pull no thing wool over
None at
Risa.
all.
You know, she's young, very young, but still bright, and she want to know what's going on with my body, what's going on, and you had to be straight with her. 'Cause not in my days, where I don't think I ever had a conversation with my mother about sex. In those days, Johnson & Johnson used to give us a little booklet. and it used to be a little drawing. and it used to tell you about what's happening, and every girl got that book, and that's kind of how I found out, and that was how I found out about periods. But and sex, I don't think I ever had a conversation with my mother about sex.
I remember when the first time I get hair on my balls.
Wow.
I remember I grew up around women.
What
so
an image.
I went around in the bedroom. Mommy, look at hair on my balls.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because
then.
Nico, you have to understand,
Wow,
as a young man coming up, when you start to experience them things, you start to feel like a man. Like I remember my grandmother used to tell me, not because you're peeing throat. I couldn't understand what I mean at all at the time. When you start to see, as you get older, your pee really start to produce fruit, so you feel you're big. Neighbor, what's you seeing?
Good morning.
They no morning, you're wicked out.
So, Jaiga, you never taken an educational film to spice up the thing to,
As I said, I have dabbled, I've perused.
That's what we call it, an educational film.
I have perused a few VHS cassettes back in the day. I did admit to that.
You can't keep doing the same three thing over and over again.
Three things you say,
And Leon, Jessica, Trude, David. I told you that story in confidence.
three things and only three things.
So Jaiga, all right. So Ro'dey, you never tried to take a little tricks in the bathroom. And where's your mommy name again? Sharon.
Sharon.
Yeah. And you have to be quiet because you can't hear. You can't let Sharon.
Yeah, I have some stories with that.
I have an embarrassing story.
I
have an embarrassing story. So I went to visit him, and that weekend, Mommy was visiting too, and Mommy was staying in the next room. And we was in the shower, ting. Try to do some kind of stance, and I slip and fall, because you're not supposed to do them thing in Trinidad bathroom.
I tell her that already.
I slip and fall, I fall, I scream out, and Mommy now, oh my God. And Mommy come busting through the door.
Wow.
I shame.
Wow.
I shame.
Wow.
Somebody like me, I'm not sure.
Wow.
I got on the floor.
Porn wasn't for you, girl.
I'm trying to open my eyes because I shame.
Yeah, and that's the next thing. Some people have to admit to themselves that certain things not for them. Not everybody built to be a porn star. Not
But
everybody.
Nikki, that book that you're talking about, I got that book. I still waiting on my mother to come back from a flight, God rest her soul, to come back from a flight to tell me about what periods are, and all those different things, and the body changes. Kimani's 7, and she already going through body changes, and I was prepared for 9. I'm not prepared for 7 to sit down and talk about certain things with her. Now I have to go to people like Lily and big sisters like Avril.
Trust me, it's happening way earlier. It's happening way earlier.
Yeah. Sex it's in the air.
Way earlier.
Nikki, they say the duck man next door changed his Wi-Fi password, and that's why I keep getting bumped.
We're not getting the cicadas.
I shame.
I kind of, and I move, and I don't know why I keep getting bumped off.
Nikki, you
taking
Wi-Fi girl, big you? Nah, man, not big Nikki, no.
These days, boy.
Not big Nikki.
After my embarrassing ordeal, I end up with a whole hand black and blue and thing, and my coworkers they thought I was being abused.
I shame. The Hilarians will not like this story,
Wow. I think everybody in life had one of those at some point. I think that is part of growing up. I have many of those. Many.
Jaiga, we hear yours.
Now you have plenty, girl. I do. Watch me. All you have to understand something, right? I am a youth man. Alright, hold on now. I come from Grong roots, right? Remember, the first girlfriend I had used to live in a trace, you know. I come away going and check a girl with somebody parlor, then they walk through the trace. And she father used to come home. No, I'm just telling you, so I have to have stories, because when she father come home.
I live in Grande, it's a real chase up by me.
Well, we used to have to hide. We used to have to hide. I know about hiding. I know what I hiding, but listen, my foot. All right, to put it this way, when I started chucks in a hammock in our backyard.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
If it's a vibe again in our backyard, but the problem with that though.
Thing with you, white dog, boy.
What?
I not seen a hammock. I go flip in the hammock.
No boy. The problem with that is
I never chucks in a hammock.
Nah, hammock was the thing, but the thing about it that when you're going by people who are
small strokes, dog.
Daddy. Bro, let me tell you.
It is Jaiga.
Wow.
It is Jaiga.
Wow. You had to understand something. You had a balance. You not in the hammock, you know. You not in the hammock. You had a balance. You not in the hammock. You remember the hammock is the only place that you could lay them other than ground.
Oh,
so you had to maneuver.
What you're trying to tell us is based on this, you are a skillful man.
No, I'm not saying I'm not going and say all of that. I'm saying back then when you was young and you used to walk plenty, you had real strength in your legs. You understand? Because when you in that hammock, and you have to understand, these yard and them long time is the aunt living there, is the cousin living there. Them time you thinking nobody seeing you, but all the time them seeing you, you know. Your boom see exposed.
You put my Janice's daughter in a hammock, boy.
Yes, boy, but where want me go again, brother? Where you want me go again? It had nowhere to go. Them living in it's like a semi-farm. She aunt and them, she grandmother they sell yard fowl. So it's only chicken smell in the back there. What you gonna do? You have no choice. It's either that or nothing. So you're not getting to go inside. You're not getting to go inside. Telling you, I'll turn it to you. Yeah, buddy.
Jaiga, the way how we ain't getting no information at all. I wondering if back in the days, if the TC did stand for the confidential.
TC Buddy, you shoving about this? Hey, bringing somebody else. Wait, Nikki follow. What is going on with Nikki thing, boy?
The duck man changed the password.
I tell you, boy, Nikki thing ain't got at all. Boy, Nikki, that's embarrassing. Then, what is the word?
Jaiga.
Oh.
Jaiga, you wicked or you put the girl in a hammock, boy?
You see why I don't tell her nothing? See why you cannot express it, black people? They start to overdo it.
Hey. Nah. But hey, but like what Bunny said earlier about the porn thing being a school thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real school vibes and thing, man. As a big man, I already watch that.
Yeah.
Because when you get big now,
Yeah.
only to watch porn. As big man, only to watch porn.
No.
The last time I tried to watch a porn was a couple of years ago with Oceanate, and she just talked to the whole thing right. A whole bunch of questions and nothing to do with none of that. But I just cut off that one time.
Yeah. I hear that. For
I
real.
like porn with a little storyline, you
But
know
the
what I mean?
storyline just be too Nikki, the storyline just be too much of shit, boy. Here I hate them thing, right? You just see a man in an office. A man is being in an office. He writing up a form and all the paper and them had no writing on it. So he just holding a pen and paper. Then she will come in, hi Mr. John, and she would, as a pen go fall, she go bend long to pick up the pen. Then Mr. John, come on now, man, the storylines and them will be the same thing right through. It's the worst.
But I mean, I have a story like our neighbor has his bathroom story.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time, Joe.
Lord.
You know when you're in secondary school and you have the porn tape and everybody passing it around. Your brother get it one day, you get it.
Yeah.
Another day and da. Boy, I get a thing like a weekend joint. So Friday, Saturday, you can't watch it because your mother at home and everything now. Sunday night, now everybody gone sleep early, so watch the thing. Turn down all the volume to 0. So they will hear everything now. Sorry, I'll watch the thing. Fell asleep thing. Go to school the next morning, come home. You know, I forget the thing in the VCR.
Oh, Lord. Damn.
Boy, I come home one the evening, and I hear this other noise in the house, set of 6 noise, and my mother in there. I take my mother in there, that man, she there watching the thing.
Wow.
She said, if you ever bring anything like this in my house again, I'm burning them school clothes. I was saying that.
Yeah. Everybody has stories like that, boy. Everybody has stories like that. Trust me. Who's this boy? Somebody else want to come in here. Let me see. Who's this boy? I know who's this.
Yeah, Jaiga, Ro'dey, Nikki. Good evening.
Yo.
Evening.
If this is the crowd in Baltimore, Jaiga, this is Anna.
Oh, you seen my brother? Cool.
Baltimore.
Yeah. Big up all the listeners. Everything's sweet, man. The vibe's going nice. I love the new platform.
Thank you.
Yeah, love it. I have a friend that is mysteriously disappear every weekend. She packing a suitcase.
What?
And she flying out. And flying back in Sunday night. She that's the only work she's been doing is on the weekend, so I trying to figure out
Daddy!
Daddy! Industry.
Dan!
There's only work on the weekend.
Daddy!
Anybody going to tell him he getting horn?
It's not you, Gil. He never says he says a friend. He says a friend.
A friend, Lily.
He says a friend, Lily.
I just want to know what you all suspect might be the profession that she in.
Working on weekends, packing a bag. That is not offshore. You offshore
She's
too.
a soca artist.
She sings soca?
It's Patrice.
I'm familiar with microphones, but I don't know.
Alright, my brother. Alright.
Anyways, I'm going to take it easy.
Alright, buddy. Cool.
She doing voluntary work, man. I can't pinpoint what kind of work it is, but it's voluntary.
Wow.
She's a soca singer. Only weekend she working.
But what kind of job? But Nikki, on a real though, what job?
Every weekend.
Neighbor, what kind of job that could be? A young lady who works only on the weekend.
She's a seasonal worker. She's a part-time worker, man. She's a part-time worker.
Part-time.
Yeah.
It could be at a hotel. Maybe she work concierge at a hotel.
No, she's a meteorologist.
Oh, meteorologist. So it don't know weather any week.
You ever see Sigoni and them working weekend? Somebody at the work. She's a meteorologist.
All right. Okay.
She's a meteorologist.
Okay.
She behind the scenes to tell you when things will get hot and when things will get cool. Cool.
I could rock with that. I never think about that before.
She could be a weekend nurse.
A weekend nurse. Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
How we reach from porn to weekend nurse?
I have a story for you. I have a story for you.
Lily, have a story.
So, I went out with this guy, but I find he's shy. I don't like a shy man at all. I don't take advantage of you. I don't take advantage of you. So we went to the movies. Then time is Globe, right? We didn't see the 2 movies and coming back. I went to see the 4:30. Coming back home, the neighbor very fast. But the neighbor very fast and also have a chain link fence. So I said tonight we're breaking down this fence. The light off, the man like he hear his fence rocking. And the light come on. As the light come on, this stupid fella like he jump and break the piece of pole that holding the man chain link fence. on the to keep it standing and break down the man fence and had to take off running. Next day had to come and ask my mother, you see anybody outside by my fence?
Wow. You see why it's not good to get chopping man jam? You see how getting chopping man jam don't pay off? Telling you. They don't pay off at all. Wait now, Nikki thing mash up again.
Oh, sorry, my mic was off. Sorry. Where's the weirdest place you all ever had sex?
Oh God, now what kind of
On
question?
the neighbor chain link fence.
She now telling the neighbor chain link.
Well, exactly. It's for the question. Mine is a dog kennel.
Well, we expect that.
Nah. Nikki,
Nikki,
you drink tequila?
Wow. That's a lot of aggression. That was a lot of aggression.
Just last week they're talking about how cater to you is a slave song. You going and jamming in dog kennel?
That was a lot of judgment. There's a tone in your voice.
Nah, but how you going at dog kennel, Nikki?
I didn't say in a dog kennel. I said on a dog kennel. There's a difference.
I want to hear how.
What do you mean how?
See that sit on a dog kennel and let a man ravish you.
You so like dog.
You so like dog.
Where was the dog?
The dog kennel.
Can you see your carburetor so hot? Your carburetor.
The dog was in the kennel and you on top of the kennel. What?
The dog was loose. The dog was loose.
Wow.
You jam on the dog house, girl?
Yeah, but the kennel, it was a kind of right height. When you think about it, a kind of right height.
Wow.
You know, it's not a big tall thing.
What is the kennel made of?
The kennel had galvanized.
Nah, so you put your boomsy and galvanize to take, man? Wait, you're real tossy out there, boy.
Cut up.
I am very judgmental in this Twitter space.
Oh, your boomsy are marking it from...
Wow. I'm sharing my soul and yours.
Nikki, you have a slave boomsy, you know?
Your soul on the kennel. That way you do.
But I remembered it.
Who is it?
Jaiga, now you see why it's so easy for me to call she the Cocolux watcher.
Listen, she have a slave boomsy, boy.
So I'm the only one that had an experience like that.
Clearly.
This is why she don't have bottom.
It cut up.
You know what? We have too much speakers on right now. We have to mute Lily, the neighbor. We have to mute everybody right now. We have to wrap up.
Nikki.
I don't like this speech. You all are too judgmental.
It's not judgmental. You give up your boomsy for sweetness, and
wow, this how we reach from porn to my flat boomsy. How?
you bring it. It's you bring it. We never call for it. You bring it.
I know see why people just keep their dog
Shucks, like you never did it anywhere else. A little strange. You have to take it where you can get it sometimes.
I know see why people just keep the dog inside now.
And the Emperor Valley Zoo. That is it.
Wow.
What?
Next one watching monkey and jamming. Oh, they're wicked, eh? One watching monkey, the next one on top of dog kennel. Wow.
The innocent animal. You talking down to me, but one dog? You went in our whole zoo, Lily.
Time to go.
I shame it.
How many Emperor Valley Zoo?
Like in the zoo or the parking lot?
In the zoo watching monkey.
Wow.
I just want you all to know that effective today I will be switching to 107 because this crowd right here is too much for me.
Wait, what with zoo, boy? Well, I can't watch none of it again. You know. Nikki, when you come to tomorrow, I can't watch you now. All I thinking is your boomsy have marks on it.
Now, if you in Germany Zoo, you live.
Wow.
The most exotic I've done is down by one of them ports and them in Chakarama stay. My head through a sunroof and the army and them come.
Wow.
And you know, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Wow.
Shame on you.
You going down
Shame
the side
on
of the
you.
road.
How is that shame though? How is that? So you never do it in a car? You know?
Bravo.
With your head through the sunroof, you gotta get air.
Wow. Okay, boss.
Shame on you.
Okay,
One
boss.
time I was ever in a car waiting for the Spain General Hospital, and that's because I was waiting for somebody to come outside, and I was pulling a little time. Other than that, shame on you.
Wow.
What? Listen,
Alright, boss.
Hey, Nikki and Jaiga, before we go, Ronnie, what going on with Rod on no smartphone?
Now, Roddy be there all listening. But you know Roddy's not a talker. Roddy. I see him drop in. He come in and he just take a listen and bust
Rod
out.
have to come forward and at least say good night, man. This is not the team unless we hear from Ross. We can't play no music here, but come forward and at least greet us with your presence, Raw.
I will tell him that from next week. I'll tell him he had to come forward and greet us. But he's always
agree.
He's always be here, man. He's always be here.
Yeah.
Well, I know all you might want to look up. I just keep stats and everything. I want to say tonight we would have reached 60 people on the space here tonight. And that's commendable. We are growing slowly but surely.
Bunny, you're too sweet. Thank you.
Alright, guys.
Welcome.
Yeah, man. So until next week, guys. Remember, it's a nice little hour. We come and just wrap it up. We'll talk a little bit and make it sweet. You dig? It's all about third party.
Let's do a recap now.
Right. You know Lily's the recap specialist?
Lily's the recap girl.
Right? Yeah, well, Lily come in.
All right,
Lily.
recap here quick.
Okay.
Molly coming to say that she just do family porn. She into family porn.
Right.
And then she got out. She left and then come back.
Right.
Ro'dey has been mentored by porn, and therefore anything that Ro'dey knows is artificial, and therefore anything that his girlfriends would have experienced, we want to apologize as a whole to them. Jaiga make it to the whole hour and still doing none of his business except to say that he was dealing with a girl in a trace. And the rest is our imagination. The reason Nikki Bamsi fell is because she just jam on galvanized, and the galvanized, if it wasn't in daytime, it melted out of them.
It wasn't in night, and it was once.
So if it wasn't in nighttime, it cut off. So chances are, Nikki does have that, but it's still on the galvanized. And if she go back to nighttime, get it right there. Neighbor too hot to trot. Neighbor does jam in bathroom, in in front of the military.
Yes.
Yeah.
In front of army man and things.
But she was only here to listen, and Bunny has been keeping stats as to how the group is going, but Bunny find and Dane find that porn is not for them, and they all go that with the reason that Bunny and Dane might be born in bed, but we don't know yet.
And you forgot the part that Lily had sex on a fence and in the zoo.
And in front of monkey.
You're breaking up.
And she like to jam in front of monkey.
Thank you, guys. We hope you will relieve a little stress. And of course, next week we'll be here again. Hopefully, I don't know. I'll try and work out what's going on with my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, call somebody. All right, later, guys. Have a good one. Have a good night.
In the morning, please, God.
Yeah. Blessings.
Night, John boy.
This is the third party, Jaiga, Nikki, Ro'dey.